have.
Pizza spot? Smart shit.
Okay.
Late night, after hours.
Eat slate. Eat slate. Eat slate. Eat. Eat. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Keep it going, keep it going. I love it, I love it.
Woo, woo, woo.
Y'all, we are back here again. Paths for Us, season 2, y'all. Season 2. I mean, what in the world? I can't believe it. Can you believe it?
I cannot. Super proud.
Yeah. As y'all know how we like to do it, we want to talk about the real journey, the truth, and the story behind the artist, behind the person, like who you really are, right? And we also want to drive towards the how. Like, how did you do it?
Right.
Like, I want people to leave here and know exactly how you did it.
Right.
So they can literally take their shoes
We have that
off
kind of time.
and just walk up in there.
Right.
So y'all, today our first guest is Trevor Jackson. Super excited, from India.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
I love it. Keep it going. He likes it. But first guest today, Trevor, tell us about you. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh man, I am a guy just trying to do the right thing at all times. Do I always do the right thing? No. Yeah, I think that's just the gist. I love to entertain, and I think I was put here to bring peace and joy, and like what we're trying to do here is show people the way, and it doesn't even have to be to entertainment, just whatever brings them peace and happiness. That's success to me. So
Yeah, I love that. I feel like everybody behind the camera is like, when I ask you who you are, they're probably like, yeah, he's a director, he's an actor, he's an artist, he's creative, right? There's a whole list of things.
Yeah, those things are icing on the cake, but I think the things that keep those afloat are the core.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of the core, how did you get into this industry?
Okay, I started tap dancing. I remember walking past the room. This is a story my mom tells me, and I say it like I remember it, but I don't. She said I was flipping around and stuff, and so she took me to like some tumbling class, and I like walked by a tapping class, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. Yeah. And then when I started doing that, I just was like studying people that were really good at it, and Gregory Hines was one of those people, and I remember just seeing him sing and dance, and he was on TV. Yeah. I was like, I want to do that. I want to be on TV. I want to sing. I want to dance. And that was kind of the birthplace of it. Him and Michael Jackson were like the two people that I really was like, that's what I want. That's what I want.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of like the start of it, for sure.
It wasn't a name change to Jackson.
Say again?
There was no name change to Jackson.
Oh, no, that's my name. Yeah, no. And, hey, I've had people, I mean, I think now it doesn't happen anymore, but I remember like when I first moved out here and stuff, I had people that were my friends for like years being like, yo, so when are you going to tell us the truth? Like, you're related to Michael. I said, dude, I'd be hanging out with him, not you. Yeah, but no, I wish.
So once you figured out, hey, this is what I want to do, you set the vision for yourself. How did you have that conversation with your mom?
Well, I was like 6 or 7, so I just remember like wanting to do it all the time, and then I was like competing and stuff, and then I went to some like workshop in New York, and I met this guy, and he was like, yo, like, I know you can dance, but like try and do something else, like just try and do anything else. And so I did some like local show in Indiana called the Beef and Boards Christmas Show, and that kind of was like my first time on stage. I loved doing it. It was cool. And then somebody I met there was like, yo, you should do Lion King, the play. And so I remember going to Chicago, and I auditioned with like 5,000 kids, and I got it. So after that, it was like my life was changed for sure, because I was around professionals all the time, professional vocalists, dancers, and they all just, just soaking it in. It was just like boot camp for me, really. Yeah. And just the work ethic wise, I had to do shows all the time. I had to do interviews, and so just kind of was like laying the groundwork.
Yeah. So when you got that first opportunity, looking back at it now, what's something where you're like, I can't believe I did that on set? Like,
that's my whole life. It's like, I can't believe I did that, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Be really good, damn, I can't believe that. Really bad, I cannot believe I did that. But I think I don't know. I mean, there's been so many moments where I'm just kind of like humbled and overwhelmed with life, but. I remember there was times where I just wasn't even thinking about anything on stage. That's how many times I did the show where I'd be like, what am I going to eat later? But I'd be like saying lines and like just, I thought that was like interesting how the body goes into like automatic thing, but.
Automatic. So I want to dive in deeper. You mentioned a workshop that you participated in New York.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you tell us about that workshop? Is it a great place for beginners?
Well, no, I have no idea what it was. It was a guy who said he was a tap teacher, and he told me to come to a tap class. I walk in with my tap shoes, and it's people no tap shoes, and I was like, where am I at? This is not where I belong. Like,
Yeah.
I came here to dance, okay? And everybody was like, and I was like nervous, and he's like, it's okay, come in. He's like, I knew you wouldn't come if I didn't say it was, an acting class.
Yeah. Are you in workshops now?
No, I haven't done anything like that for a long time. I think it's necessary to experience like workshops maybe or like acting classes, but sometimes people can take away maybe the one thing that makes you you. You know what I'm saying? Or makes you your type of actor. I noticed like some people, first of all, acting is so opinionated, To some people, somebody's really good, other people, they're really bad. But I think it has to be real. It has to be from you and somebody. So you could do something that's real to you, and somebody be like, "Hey, actually, I think you should do this," and you're not you at all, and then it kind of takes away the magic, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, how do you prepare? What does preparing for an audition look like? For you?
For an audition. I guess it depends on the role.
Okay.
It depends on the role, because sometimes I can just like jump into something if it feels like close, and then if it's something else. But I typically try not to overdo it any time I do anything, because I get in my own head. Like if I rehearse something too much and I know the way it's going to be, if anything goes not according to that, then everything is like, thrown off. So I kind of like to just be open. That way when it comes, okay, I can react to that, boom. Even spaces, like you never know what space you're going to be in, what you can use that's around you,
Yeah. So, just to break it down.
Yeah.
So you're not like a stroll on the beach, go to the gym, like in terms of preparing your headspace, mental space for auditions?
Yeah, no.
Like, so the last role, have it in your mind that you got and booked.
If I gotten booked.
What did the preparation look like for that? Was it?
Last one that I gotten booked was that might have been Grownish. I think. Yeah, that was no
I love how
preparation.
you slide that in there.
Huh?
You slid that in there.
I think that was Grownish. I'm just trying to think. And I still audition all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to anybody that thinks, oh, you just get whatever. No, I audition all the time. But yeah, I think that might have been it. And the preparation that's one of those I don't really have to work at, Grownish. It's just kind of like, it's fun, it's light, it's funny, and the writers are excellent, and that typically helps. When people can write, you just it just makes sense.
Yeah. So then, I got to dig a little
Please,
deeper.
come on, get in there, get in there.
I'm digging deeper. You mentioned how you're able to pull from a certain space for certain roles, and it's easier. What's a role type where you're like, this is one I have to act like super work at, right? Like, it's not an easy space for me to pull something from.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess, Superfly was one of those in a way, I guess, just like I played a lot older. I shot that movie when I was like 19, and I played like 27 in that movie. So I was just trying to my demeanor, I move a lot, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So that was like hard to be still, but I try to that's something I really worked at, was just trying to be more still and more, intentional with who I'm talking to, where I'm at, just kind of the stoicness of it all. But that was probably the most. But yeah, I guess it depends whether it's an accent, you work on an accent or, but like I said, I'm really kind of in the moment type of person. I like to just hey, let's just do it, Yeah.
You mentioned dancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then going into acting, and now you're doing artistry.
Mm-hmm.
The Munching freestyle was amazing.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
He was like, you thought I was feeling you, no, I was just
Yeah,
drunk.
nah, I was just a little faded.
Hilarious. Can you talk to us about how you are intentional about diversifying your talent, right?
Well, yeah, so let me say this. It's never, what I want everyone to know that anybody wants to be an artist, don't try and prove yourself to people. It has to be a self thing. For me, it's a survival thing. Everything I do isn't I want to show them I can do this. It's I have to do this. This is what I love to do. It makes me happy to do it. So I try not to move with that, and that'll drive you crazy. I've been saying this for the longest, but I say if you give people the keys to your car, you can't be upset when they crash your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like we live in a place where everybody's their happiness is based off people's opinion of them. So I just tend not to let that be a factor with me. I'm just like, yo, if I feel like doing this and I feel led and, I get one life, it's not very long, so let me just do what I love to do. Absolutely. And try new things maybe I didn't know I loved to do. But music has always been something I love to do since I was young, just entertaining and acting and things like that.
Yeah. First song you ever wrote?
Oh, man.
What's
it was a rap.
The chorus?
It was a rap.
Oh, it was a rap? We got it.
My name is Trevor. I'm like Chris Webber. That's an older one. I was probably like 6 or 7. My name is Trevor. I'm like Chris Webber. I think it was like punch you in the mouth, make you go down south, kick you in your butt, make you go all the way to Pizza Hut. It wasn't very good, guys. I was a young boy. But I thought it was fire, and I said it any chance I got. Any place I went, I was like, you want to hear the rap I wrote? Check it out. Oh, man. Time flies.
Time does fly. So, as the audience is full of people who are trying to get into this industry,
yes.
What do you recommend as like 3 actionable steps?
Watch movies. If you want to do movies or TV,
okay.
Watch. I literally watch probably like 2 movies a day. Like I have to. Like I love it, and I love it. Even movies that I don't love, I like to know why I don't like them.
Okay.
Like, ooh, why did I hate that performance, or why did I hate that lighting, or like why did it not feel right? Yeah. So whenever I'm trying to create something, I have a better idea. But I love watching movies, man.
What's your go-to?
Movie?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I have like a sleep movies that I pick from, and then I have movies I actually watch. But like movies that I've seen over 200 times, I go to sleep to them.
Okay.
So it's like Men in Black. It's like Rush Hour. These are movies I can put on, and it's like a lullaby. I'll just go right to sleep. But like movies that I love to watch, Matrix is one.
Okay.
There's so many, man. There's so many. I just love good performances, any Leonardo, Denzel movie.
Yeah. So watch movies is action step 1.
Action step 1. Are we talking about just acting? Are we talking about film? I mean,
if they're trying to get into film.
Okay, film. Yeah.
We're going to do both.
Okay, cool. Yeah, watch movies.
Okay.
And I'd say, again, like I'm iffy with the acting class stuff. I'm iffy with it. But if it helps you, then do that. But for me, I'm just like, and they'll tell you not to do this too, but like I kind of like look in the mirror. When I was first like starting out, I was like looking in the mirror and seeing just how I watch somebody's performance. I like look at myself, like, does that feel real? And then I get rid of the mirror and I just try and like, be present in that. But yeah. I don't know.
I like that. Mirror work, yeah.
Yeah, but
speaking to yourself.
Because some people will say though, oh, you work in the mirror, then you're too focused on what you look like and not the feeling, which I understand. But I think it's good to see what you look like when you're feeling something. Yeah.
Oh, that's powerful. I wrote that one down.
So that, and then I think don't be too proud. I think go and do everything. Like, obviously keep your morality and your integrity and things like that. But, if it's a small role, do it. If it's a big role, do it. And approach it the same, whether it's a big role or a small role. And, don't be afraid to do, like I said, I did Beef and Board's Christmas show. It was a small show in Indiana. And even like in my music career, I've done performances. There's been like 5 people in the audience. It doesn't matter about those things. Those things will come. And so definitely just have a love for the art. That's the only thing that will get you through the tough times.
Is a love for the art.
Yeah.
So in this industry, actually, and I really want to ask, because I know we did 3 for film.
Yeah.
What's 3 for music?
3 for music. I think same thing, like listen to the greats. And the great can be...
It's a huge debate around the greats.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I was just, that's this day and
greats.
age, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like, Brian McKnight, Prince, you know what I'm saying? People like that. But just listening to stuff. And then I'd say I'd just say do that. And I'd say you have to, my thing is almost like acting, like you find your favorite actor and people are like, oh, I want to be like that. And then you find your own way with that. So like with me, I remember for the longest time I was, sounding like other people, and then I found my own voice eventually. Yeah. But I say write as much as you can and make music that makes you happy.
So where do you write your raps now? Is it in your phone?
I typically don't write stuff.
Oh,
I'll melody
it's off the dome.
Yeah, well, I'll do melody first and then make sure that I rock with it and like, okay, that feels right. Then I'll go back and put like words in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to make a complete?
It depends. I've written a song in like an hour before, maybe like a full song. Another song could take like 5. Some songs I'll make and they're done. I'll go back and redo the whole thing because it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. What about Show Me Diamonds?
That was quick. I wrote that song quick. Yeah, that was probably like a day. I did that in about a day. But yeah, I've been on like a crazy drill wave lately.
Yeah.
I just like it. I like the way it feels. I like the way it sounds. So I wanted to do kind of like my own take on what that would be like. So like melodies, harmonies, but over like trap, drill beats.
Yeah. It's giving a lot of like self-work, right? Like sitting with yourself, figuring out who you are before you go into the industry and just making sure you're comfortable showing up as yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to do that. I'm telling you, it becomes unfun, dude. It's like a prison. It's like, if you're always just, am I through? Come on. And I'm not saying I don't have those days. We're human beings. We all question if we're enough, if we're doing the right thing, but things that take away energy, that don't hold a lot of weight, you got to drop those off, man.
Yeah. Where are you going now in terms of building that peer group? Are you intentional about certain networking events that people?
I don't go out a lot. I should do more of that. I get told that by a lot of my people. They're like, dude, you got to go bingo. I'm just like, that's just how I feel. Because again, it's like, that's something that I did, and I knew how I felt when I did it, and I just, I'd rather not. I rather work with people that I know that I'm cool with. But I'm not saying I don't like meeting new people, but it's just there's certain events you just know the vibe. Yeah. It's in there. Yeah. So but again, people that I've worked with that I know their heart, and there's a lot of people in this industry that are. I don't want to give it the wrong rap. Like, people be like, oh, a lot of people are just full of S or whatever. But I think there are certain people that have, integrity and heart, and those are people that I want to associate with. And I'm a person of like kindness. Like, I don't care who you are and what you've done. Like, you treat people with respect, everybody. Yeah. And so those are people I want to associate myself with. You know what I mean?
Got you. So I have a question.
Yes.
Because most times people will have a lot of people around their village, right?
Yeah.
To help them as they have to go through resiliency and bounce back from, bad moments or experiences. What does that look like for you?
My mother, my brother.
Okay.
My family mainly. Those are like my squad. Anytime, any day. My lowest points, my highest points, they've always been there, always pushing me. Yeah. And I've been watching Game of Thrones. I just started watching it, by the way.
We judging.
Yeah, it's bad.
Why you just started watching?
But I'm so happy I did, because my life has just reached a new level of just happiness. It's so good. It's so good. And for actors or anybody, filmmakers, watch Game of Thrones. Oh my God, it's so good. Writers, it's really good. But just in terms of like counsel, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're my counsel. I was like laughing. I was like, yo, this is funny. This is like kind of like conversations we had. But yeah, so those are people that I trust with my life, and I know that they want nothing more from me than to be happy. Yeah. And so that's what that looks like. Yeah, just unconditional love. I'm very thankful for my family. I meet a lot of people who don't F with their family. Yeah. They don't F with their family, and I'm just like, whoa, like, I'm so sorry. I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to be there for people because I have unconditional, love coming through me, and you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I'm very, very thankful for my family.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
How do you navigate family and the entertainment industry? Because
what do you mean?
The family, I feel like my mom, when I started doing poems and whatnot, she was like,
you do poems?
Yeah.
That's tight.
So she would like call me, have me on speaker, and be like, yeah, Jael, she gonna do a poem. I got her on the phone. Da, da, da. Like, how do you navigate that with family?
That's everyone's mom. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be like a heart surgeon. Right? Hey, tell him that the way you did that heart. Like Mom, you can't explain that over the phone. It's too much. All moms are like that. My mom is she kind of helps out a lot though with like scheduling. You know what I'm saying, and calls and stuff, because I lose my phone every other day. So, and sometimes it's intentional. I gotta lose my phone. I gotta like be. You can drown yourself with distraction. Yeah. To not deal with yourself. So I try to intentionally do it.
Wow, sometimes. That's a quotable.
And then I'll keep it away. Like, They'd be like, you still ain't got a plan? I'm like, nah, it's cool though. You know what I'm saying? You just you have to separate. Anyways.
Yeah. So if you could look at the camera and tell your 10-year-old self one thing,
You listen to me, young man.
like what would it be?
Oh,
you
this
can
one.
actually look, yeah.
It's this one right here. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, now just keep going. I think there's no answer. There's no like miraculous formula that'll make it everything good all the time. But just keep on.
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to avoid drowning from distractions. I hear that you surf.
Yes, I definitely surf. Surfing is one of the surfing saved my life. One.
Okay.
Two, I think it's just I get the cycle of the world. It's more plain to me when I'm in the water, and I like, I see families of like dolphin, I see families like pelican, I see like the sun, I see the sky, and everything is just kind of like the flow. There's not really much resistance when you're in the water. You know what I'm saying? So I think when I'm out there, I kind of just am able to look at myself. I reflect a lot, and I can hear myself. Like I said, we try to drown ourselves with distractions. Yes. Or just someone else's problems. Oh, this person's life isn't as bad as mine, or at least, but you know what I'm saying? Just, Or this person's life is worse than mine, so I'll be fine. Just kind of just stuff. So anyway, I love doing it. I love surfing, and I'll be out there for hours, man. Sometimes I go out there like 5 a.m., don't get out till like noon, maybe sleep on the beach for a few hours, go back in the water. I do that. I trained capoeira for a long time, and that kind of taught me a lot. That's fitness, that's culture, that's family. I remember one moment they talked about was just like two people from their histories were in war like all the time, and they both were like inside playing with each other, and everybody around was clapping, and it was a room full of love, and it's just like this is what capoeira can do, bring people together from all parts of the world, all walks of life. So yeah.
How did you find out about capoeira?
So when I did Lion King, one of my dear friends, her brother was a teacher. He's a master now. Okay. Shout out Ashe, Professor Ashe. Master Ashe, my bad. I was so used to call him Professor. He's a master now. But yeah, I met him, and I remember I hated it the first 2 times. Like, I'm never doing this. This is dumb. And then I loved it. That's how it goes. That's how life goes. You gotta give yourself more than one chance. You know what I'm saying? But I did that. I was like, and it became my life. I loved it.
So you mentioned surfing. Yes. How did you learn to swim? Did you get pushed in? No. My brother was like, "Hey, here you go."
I swam since I was young. I took like swimming lessons when I was young.
Okay.
We got to get in the water, guys. Water is one of the most healing things on the planet. I've never experienced. I always say every time I leave the ocean, I feel like I was baptized again. Like it's like every time I walk, I'm like, oh, all the stuff I walked in the ocean with is gone. It's gone.
Oh, wow.
But you can feel it. I mean, I'm sensitive to stuff like that, and whenever I'm in the water, I'm always just like, it's powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful. I'm actually feeling the power from the audience. I feel like we have a powerful question.
Okay, Ben. Segue queen.
I think you had a question right here.
I do. The surfing information that's pretty amazing. But with all of your dancing and acting and music experience, what things have surprised you the most? Not in the industry, but you can go there. But what have you found that has surprised you the most, or things that have helped you the most to transcend into those industries?
You're saying like the outside of the industry things that have helped me the most within the industry?
Yes, actually, it's really a 2-point question. So, what has helped you outside of the industry, in the industry, and what has surprised you that you've seen in the industry since you've hit all these different areas?
Oh, okay. Okay. I will say, I think my relationships with people have helped a lot. Like I said, I'm kind to everyone, and I just, I'll see someone on the street and just like have a conversation with them, and you just hear a story that, could inspire a song or something like that. I think the surfing definitely helped a lot, just the unplugging, the self-reflection. I tried yoga too. Yoga's pretty darn good. Now I see why everybody likes doing yoga. It helps. It helps a lot. Flowing the body. The body, as I got older, I realized, you start locking up. the kneecaps and the elbows. You'll get there.
Gotta do that Pilates.
No, but as I right, Pilates is really
You
good.
gotta do that
Pilates is
Pilates.
really good. But you know, it flows from there too. You know, all your ideas is like, you know. And then within the industry, something that I found. What was it? One more time. What surprised? Something that surprised me now is that TikTok has its place in an audition room. I think it shouldn't. I think it's the most surprising thing on the planet. Like, it's not about the work anymore, and I think that messes with the actual art of creating things. It's like, instead of getting the highest quality, you know, actor, or, you know, we're getting the most famous one, which I think is two different things. So that was very surprising to me as the world is starting to shift into that, and I'm just like, yo, it's kind of losing its heart a little. And yeah, I think the purpose of an actor is to not be who they are, and now we live in an industry, oh, if you're not that person, you can't play that person. So you're taking away the only skill that I have, which is to be someone else. Yeah. So I think that's also surprising. Sorry, got a little frustrated as I was saying. I was like realizing it's, you know, you get frustrated and then you forget. It's like, I'm not gonna let that bother me, and then when you talk about it, the feelings arise.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? We're actors, we're supposed to be other people.
Supposed to be other people. I mean, Cicely Tyson has a quote where she says in her book, As I Am, like, I can play any role.
Right.
There's no role that I can't play.
Right.
So I think we have time for one more question. Absolutely.
What does your faith look like?
Faith in God?
Yes, because I'm seeing your shirt. So, you know, we hear, or at least for me, I hear mostly negative things, especially with people of color in both the music industry and acting. So what does your faith look like, you know, in the day-to-day?
It's a constant, I work at it all the time. You know, I can't always say that I'm 100% faithful. I have doubts, but I think that's a part of it. But I think I'm really like personable with God. I think I'm very honest with him in times of confusion or frustration. And so I think that's kind of what keeps me going, is my ability to be that vulnerable. Yeah. Because to admit that you're not fully aware or fully understand is a scary thing to do, but you know, I constantly try to have those conversations, for sure. But I've never been let down by God, for sure. Even in the times I may have thought I have, you know, there have been times like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this didn't happen for me, or this didn't happen, and it was meant. And things that I really wanted would have turned out really bad. So I definitely just trust the process. And I think everybody in my life that knows me knows I'm like that. Even if it frustrates them, they're like, you never worry about nothing. You're always all over the place. It'll be handled. It'll be handled. You know what I'm saying? It'll be handled. And I'm just supposed to be happy throughout it and try and make others happy while I'm doing it.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to seg us out. I mean, keeping the faith, knowing who you are, walking in that. Yeah. And not allowing outside distractions or anything external mess up the vibe.
Right, right. For sure.
I like it. Trevor, thank you so much for joining us on Path Season 2. I'm excited to have gotten to know you,
yes, you too,
along with the crowd. And make sure everybody please tune in to Trevor Jackson 5 on Instagram, but Trevor Jackson.
Yes. You did awesome, by the way. Can we give her a round of applause?
Thank you.
Very good.
I like that. Well, we're going to clap on to the next path.
Bet.
That's a wrap. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Aphrodite, then discuss, her rapper, messy colors, na ha 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 ha, never become business. I love Aphrodite, then discuss, her rapper, messy colors, na ha 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 ha, never become business. I love it when you couscous, love it when you couscous, love it when you couscous, couscous. Cause